Imagine a forest heavy with the rain of sorrow, and with each drop representing a distinct loss, and the torrential downpour beating your face as you try to catch your breath. You might have heard the saying that grief is like waves, it comes and it goes. Well, just imagine those waves turning into a tsunami, hitting you again and again. That's what happens when you're faced with multiple deaths or losses in a short span of time. Each loss carries its own weight, and when they pile up, it can feel like this big emotional storm. We cope, we mourn, and gradually the wave subsides. Think of grief as layers. Each loss adds a layer to your experiences of grief. When these layers pile up, it can feel like carrying a heavy load. So let's say you lost a dear friend and then a family member shortly after. Your grief for your friend then gets mixed up with the grief for your family member, and that's compounded grief. It's complex, like different colors blending to create a new shade. Each person we've lost is unique, and their memories deserve to be honored individually. So take time to reflect on each person's life, what they meant to you, and how they shaped your journey. Create a space to remember them, maybe a photo, a letter, or a cherished object. This helps keep their light alive in your heart. In a world that often rushes us through sadness, remember to give yourself permission to grieve. It's like honoring the waves. Don't try to stop them, but let them wash over you. Feelings of sadness, anger, guilt, or even relief are all part of the journey. You're not weak for feeling this way. You're just human. So avoid judging yourself for having these feelings because they're all a part of the grieving process. When dealing with a grief tsunami, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the enormity of it all. One strategy that can help is to break down your grief into smaller, manageable pieces. Take it one step at a time. Focus on processing one loss before moving on to the next. And this can prevent you from getting lost in this sea of emotions. Remember, you don't have to go through this alone. Reach out to your support network, friends, family, or even a mental health professional. Talking about your feelings can be incredibly cathartic, and it can help you process your grief more effectively. Share your stories and your feelings. Often talking about your losses can help untangle the knots of compounded grief. And it's not about forgetting. It's about finding a way to carry the weight together. Often, we are our own harshest critics. It's critical to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer your friend. Give yourself permission to take breaks, to rest, and to engage in activities that bring you comfort. Speak to yourself the way you would speak to a close friend who's struggling. Replace self-criticism with words of kindness and encouragement. For instance, say to yourself, "It's okay to feel this way. I'm just doing the best that I can." It's natural to make mistakes or possibly even have regrets. Just remember that you're human and making mistakes is part of the journey. Forgive yourself for any perceived shortcomings. It's so tempting to turn to unhealthy coping mechanisms during times of intense grief, like maybe excessive alcohol or isolating yourself. Instead, try to engage in activities that promote your overall well-being. When you're feeling overwhelmed, take a moment to breathe deeply and focus on the present moment. This can help you distance yourself from the intensity of your emotions. Maybe exercise, meditation, journaling, maybe going out and spending time in nature. These can all be incredibly therapeutic. Amidst the storm, there will be moments of calm. These are the moments when you can remember the good times, the laughter, the love you shared with those that you lost. Embrace those moments. They're like the sun breaking through the clouds, reminding you that healing is possible. Remember that healing takes time. There's no set timeline for grief, and everyone's journey is unique. Be patient with yourself and allow yourself to heal at your own pace. Don't rush. Don't rush through this process. It's okay to have setbacks. It's normal to have setbacks. If you find that the weight of this grief tsunami is becoming just too much to bear, seeking professional help is a sign of strength, not of weakness. Therapists and counselors are trained to provide you with the tools that you need to navigate your emotions and to move or find your way forward. Dealing with this grief is an incredibly challenging journey, but it's important to know that healing is possible.